What's up, SNA fans? This Super Ninja Austin back here with another SNA podcast video with another very exciting wrestling news video where we're going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from the Sportskeeda article on March 16th, 2024. And without further ado, let's start off with the first news, which is like some with some Uso match. We got some news about Jimmy and Jay's uh, match at WrestleMania 40, I should say, where Rikishi finally picks a side between Jimmy and Jay for for the grandest stage of them all. And on to this article, as Jimmy and Jay Uso embark on their WrestleMania feud, the world wants to know where their dad stands. Rikishi is as proud as ever watching his sons go at it in the ring. The WWE Hall of Famer expressed his delight on uh, his podcast. Rikishi fought two off the top after Jay Uso challenged his twin brother for a match at WrestleMania 40. He even revealed who he thinks should win the match, which is now official for the show of shows. After Jimmy Uso accepted last night on SmackDown, Rikishi feels main event Jay Uso would make more sense as the winner, citing his recent run as a single star on Raw. The Yeet Master has gone from strength to strength since quitting the Bloodline after Jimmy Uso betrayed him. He he said, "Jay is having a hell of a year as a single star. Jimmy's the same as far as being involved in the group with the bloodline, and so to see the stem that Jay is having as a singles in the singles career, if only makes sense from a business standpoint. If I was on the board of TKO, just like his cousin, the Great One, or WWE, we'd have to go with Yeet. I would feel like that would be the to be able to let Jay get the upper hand for WrestleMania against his brother," he said. And the great one I'm talking about his cousin The Rock, not a fellow YouTuber of mine. But anyways, it's been reported that on a personal level, though, like Rikishi stated, this is a win-win situation for him and his sons. The WWE Hall of Famers spoke about other things during the podcast episode, including Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, a future after WrestleMania 40, that's up next. But what are your thoughts on Rikishi's take on who should win the Battle of the Uso match at WrestleMania 40? Which is Jay Uso, of course. And do you agree? Do you think Jay Uso winning would make sense, or do you think it should be Jimmy? Which my opinion, or should I say, which is, I'll say, I would say on Super Ninja Austin's opinion, it should be Jay Uso because it really do make a lot of storytelling sense. Like for right on the fact that Jay Uso is red hot in the singles division. Like it's always like whenever time, but when every time he tried to go for a championship, like what if it was Roman's belt or even Gunther's title, like he gets interfered by you know who, the guy he's going to be challenging, which is his own twin brother. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below and what your thoughts on who's exactly should win at the Showcase of the Immortal. but yeah, let's move on to the next wrestling news, and it's more from Rikishi on another hot from one hot take to another of WrestleMania. He talks about his cousin Roman Reigns could face the the 37-year-old American Nightmare Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. Says I on his I mean could face what I'm talking about. I mean like I could he faced Cody Rhodes in a match and well, on his hot take on what match could possibly be between the two at WrestleMania 30. I'm not there. WrestleMania 40. Let me rephrase that. But yeah, let's continue. It says Cody Rhodes has a ton of pressure going into his rematch with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. The American Nightmare lost their first match at last year's show of shows, making next month's night two main event in what seems to be a must-win situation. While some may think his push would be ruined if he doesn't finish the story at WrestleMania 40, Rikishi believes Cody will be fine. Like the real life bloodline member, like has has back has backed the tribal chief. Has backed the tribal chief to retain this undisputed WWE Universal Championship, and with his feud with Rhodes and Seth Rollins continuing. The The WWE Hall of Famer explained why he feels Roman Reigns will defeat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40 on his podcast Rikishi Fought 2 off the off the top. He stated there would be more interest. It The two sides kept feuding potentially for the rest of the year before the story is finally finished. Rikishi then speculated on what's next for both stars. He mentioned Reigns and Rollins potentially having a match after the show of shows, while Rhodes could face The Rock at at loser at losing to the Tribal Chief. But this is what he had to say during his podcast. Where do we go if we finish the story with Cody versus Cody and Roman, I should say? Okay, the fans are happy. Everybody's happy, but where do we go after that? If if in case we do go into the second night with the bloodline story, there's so many ways you can go coming off of that angle. So many other branches you can take if it can be down the line like Rock and Cody, Roman and Seth could come back into a cage match. There's probably a whole year this one angle can go on and on and one which generates revenue revenue for TKO generates revenue for WWE, he said. Rikishi said WWE needs to keep things the same as this angle has proven quite profitable so far. He also wants Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and The Rock and Cody in future feuds to feature in big stadium shows going forward. And what are your thoughts on Rikishi? What are your thoughts on Rikishi's hot take a hot take on what should happen at the night two's main event match between Roman and Cody. Do you think Roman should retain, and do you agree with Rikishi, or do you think Cody should have every right to finish the story? And if not, what would be the point? Like me, like I see it as, but at the same time, it has been very interesting, and you don't have to exactly win the championship to make any profit out of it, but at the same time, they could mess it up if they're not gonna successfully execute this spot. Like if this is the plans, like if these are the plans of keeping the title on Roman Reigns. But I don't think there's no point of having him beat Hogan's record because it's not even. Everybody's not gonna be remembering that he surpassed his record. Only just having the longest reign as champion, and and I think WWE's trying to go for and like what's going to be good in story, like and all the fans, like which which The Rock always like calling Cody crybabies, like they like all of them would want to see Cody rather than Roman win the match and walk out as undisputed champion. And plus, like what would be like and maybe Rikishi could be right about what's going to happen next for Cody. Well, I can see a new story beginning after he finishes his family story, like with him starting off with his title defense of his history. Like, whether if it could be a Randy Orton, we could Randy Orton at Backlash, or even in Saudi Arabia, like their former legacy teammates. Like, and even though even though like it's not really going to seem that much if he's going to be his next challenger immediately, but you never know. Like, no rule out. Or it could be a returning Matt Cardona or Zack Ryder, I should say, in his run in WWE. But that's only if he makes that return to WWE, and then, but he can go and have plenty of matches, even with Nick Aldis. Like if he came out of retirement in the in-ring competition, I'm not sure if he's even retired. Well, I'll say maybe he could dust off his boots and dust off his ring boots that he wrestled in, like in his time in the NWA and TNA, and he could even challenge Cody for that championship because they have so much in their time in the NWA back in 2017, I believe, 2017, 2018, whenever they had their title match for the NWA's World Championship, but this time it could be for the WWE's Championship. But yeah, he got plenty of stories. Like if Cody finishes the family story, and he can he can start on this story as champion can begin. Like with so many matches, so many angles. Like there's a variety. You can just name it. Like so, let's say Rikishi might have a point on one thing, but when it comes to Cody starting a new story, like in his run as WWE champion, he can do so much with that championship. Like, and it's only a matter of time when Cody finally gets his hands on that belt and be proud of him. And also, even though he said even though he cannot give it to his father to be proud of him but he can show it to his mom, and she hold on to it and show her show her what's that? I'll say show the proud response, if that makes sense, of course. But yeah, either way, let me know in the comments down below on what's going to be the outcome of WWE, like predetermined decisions on who's going to be the victor in the end of the night of the main event of night two's show of shows. But let's move on to the next wrestling news. We got some Drew McIntyre news next, as he wants to face three-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam this year. The Scottish Warrior recently addressed the possibility of facing the three-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk at SummerSlam this year. The two veterans have been in a heated feud since the straight edge superstar returned to WWE late last November and eliminated Drew McIntyre from the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match, but suffered a torn triceps from the Scotsman during the match. even though we all know it was on accident in reality, but in kayfabe, he purposely did it, if you know what I mean. But anyways, ultimately, injury ruled like the Second City Saint out of WrestleMania and crushed his dream of headlining the marquee show that has that that eluded his entire career. The Scotsman took full responsibility for putting the best in the world on the shelf and has since continued to mock the the sto- the sto- the sto- the stalwart the steward the steward mocked the steward. CM Punk warned Drew McIntyre that he'd come after him once fully recovered. And yeah, man, CM Punk has so many nicknames. I did not notice that. But anyways, in an interview with Gorilla Position, Drew McIntyre said he's open to facing Punk at SummerSlam on August 3rd. He said, "Yeah, I just hope he's careful. Just worried he's going to injure something else during rehab. Man, man's made man's made a glass. I want that match. I really want that match. I'm just concerned for him, especially like wrestling someone like me. I'm I'm a freaking monster in there. I got my hands on him. You saw what I did to him. At the Rumble, I tore his tricep, tore a piece of tore, tore him to pieces. I chopped him to bits. CM Punk was black and blue. I ended up hurting him in there, he said, which is on article 2005 to 2039. But yeah, and it states that Drew McIntyre is gearing up to face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship on night two of WrestleMania 40. The Scottish Warrior has been on a roll lately with five consecutive television victories since Royal Rumble. He appears to have gotten the upper hand over the visionary. The latter has shifted his focus to the Rock and Roman Reigns ahead uh, of a highly stakes tag team match on night one of WrestleMania 40. This will get interesting when CM Punk returns to the go home episode of Monday Night Raw before the show of shows. Will all three come face to face? Fans will have to tune in to Raw on March 25th. And what are your thoughts on Drew McIntyre's early challenge to CM Punk at this year's Party of the Summer? And do you think we will have that match at SummerSlam, or do you think they're going to hold off until next year's WrestleMania and they're going to do what if it's going to be night one or night two, which I think it's a main event night two's event. Just saying, Roman Reigns has been main event in night two's match for quite some time now. And this is going to be his fourth straight main event match on the night two's of the biggest event of the year. And I think we should give it to somebody else that haven't main evented night two of WrestleMania in a while, which was the first one, and that man was none other than Drew McIntyre when he defeated Brock Lesnar in 2020 at WrestleMania 36. And hopefully, we will see that the World Heavyweight Championship main events night two. Whether if the the undisputed WWE Championship main events night one or not. But let me know in the comments down below if that ever happens, and also let me know if Punk and McIntyre going to wrestle at the biggest party of the summer this year at SummerSlam in Cleveland Browns Stadium. Let me, yeah. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see if CM Punk's fully recovered, and if there's any booking plans, if he does recover by then, if we're gonna have this match or not. But let's move on to the next wrestling news, and that's I guess some Bianca Belair news. Yeah, we got some Bianca Belair news that could SmackDown. Yeah, Bianca Belair news about could SmackDown stars previously uh, SmackDown stars previous confrontation influence the EST's absent this week, analyzing the likelihood. The latest episode of Friday Night SmackDown witnessed many surprising moments, including the absence of Bianca Belair. From the show, the EST has been partaking in almost every weekly show in some capacity. However, despite the live crowd calling her name, she was absent on the most recent episode of the Blue Brand. This scenario unfolded during the conclusion of come on, no. Why am I where was I? Oh yeah. Of the latest Blue Brand episode where Bailey was clashing against Dakota Kai in a singles bout. However, the match ended in a chaotic situation of for the role model when the Damage Control members launched an attack on her, resulting in a disqualification of the bout. Soon after this, Naomi made her way to the ring and tried to rescue Bailey, but things didn't go as planned due to the numbers advantage of the villainous faction. However, after this, the live crowd started chanting EST, hoping for Bianca Belair's arrival, but things didn't come to come the fruition. Like Russell, and yeah, it said one of the potential reasons behind the absence of EST might be motivated by the past weeks of confrontation between Naomi and Belair. The at backstage in the reaction, the 36-year-old star in path in empath empathized with Bailey and her current in her current situation of being alone against the Damage Control. However, in response, Bianca Belair cited her disagreement by stating that the role model made her bed and now she got to lie in it. This disagreement might be the probable reason behind the absence of Bianca Belair on SmackDown and why she didn't save Naomi and or Bailey at the conclusion of the recent SmackDown. Even the company might use this angle to plant seeds for the might plant seeds for the future for a potential heel turn to of the EST in the near future. However, it is important to note that there is no official confirmation yet regarding the real reason behind the EST not being on SmackDown. And it says right here that the recent episode of SmackDown also led to a major development in the card of WrestleMania 40. The company has declared the three fresh matches for this year's grandest stage of them all. This includes a showdown between Jay Uso and Jimmy Uso, which will be marked as the first ever clash between the Samoan twins. Additionally, Logan Paul is now slated to defend his United States Championship in a triple threat match between against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. The rivalry between AJ Styles and LA Knight also escalated to a whole new level when the megastar and the phenomenal one will square off at the showcase of the Immortals. It will be interesting to see whether WWE will add more matches to the Mania card, as we are just a few weeks away from this mega premium live event. And what are your thoughts on the absence of the EST of WWE? Was it the reason? Was the reason why is because she's potentially turning heel and she do not want to have anything to do with Bailey, let alone saving her from her own group? Because she did said that she made her own bed. Now it's time for the role model to lay in it. But but I but yeah, I'm not sure what exactly is going on with the EST of WWE, but it's seeming like it. I think that this could be a potential heel turn. I even thought of this even before my fellow YouTubers pointed that out. But with Bianca Belair being the next, and I even mentioned that on my podcast last week. I was they're even though they're trying to they're making this like a female version of Drew McIntyre's case, of a former heel wrestler. That a former heel wrestler that got kicked out of their own group, and turn babyface and trying to join the good guys aside, but the skeptical babyface that's starting to have some kind of a new edge. No, not Adam Copeland because he's on AEW. But anyways, could be skeptical of them changing. How do we know that we should trust you in the way? And then they're like, maybe it's just me, but I still do not trust him because, the last time I checked, they were very conniving and very sneaky and try to smile in your face, smile you on your face, but try to attack you behind your back, if that makes sense, of course. Which, yeah, even though that may be true in a way, with they're booking basically Bianca Belair similar to Drew McIntyre. But at the same time, it makes sense in storytelling. Especially if there was original plans to turn Bianca heel, this is the best way to do it. With Bailey turning babyface and challenging Io Sky for the women's championship, and also either leaving her own group or getting kicked out of her own group, just because she challenged her for the chip, because they've been talking so much sugar honey iced tea on her from the past few weeks, ever since they added Asuka and Kairi Sane of the Kabuki Warriors in their group. And then she caught Io Sky and the rest of the group in surprise, saying, I knew exactly what y'all been saying to me in that language, which she learned from a fellow wrestler that's no longer in WWE, because she made her recent All Elite Wrestling debut. That's another story for another day. Speaking Japanese, and also she's on her way to facing the Genius of the Sky, for her women's championship. And yeah, it seems like Bianca Belair like is going to get some scolding by the glowing one, like for not going out there to save her and Bailey. Like and she's gonna be like you didn't have to save do it for Bailey. You could have done it for me. And then Bianca Belair's like, how could I? Or why would I? Or why put my nose in and my put my nose into her business? Like and even like especially if it don't concern me whatsoever, and I should just stay in my own lane and do what I do best is to be the best. And then this where Naomi then be like yeah, but that doesn't mean that you that doesn't mean you should leave her hanging. Like how would you like it if somebody just did that to you? Like if you were outnumbered by damage control and then somebody and if I or what I'll say this is the way to explain it like how I and this is where Naomi would be saying like I what if like what but what would have happened like if damage control attacked you like they did to their former teammate and and then nobody wasn't there to come out there to help you like and not even me. Like, what if I just turn my back and just not even worry about getting involved into your business? And then Bianca Belair probably will be thinking about that, but at the same time, she'll be like, I still don't care because Bailey is not my problem. Like something similar to Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso, of course, but in the women's division on the SmackDown brand rather on the Raw brand. And I think this is going to turn into some kind of a fight between Naomi and Bianca Belair, which they're going to have at WrestleMania, which this will be a second time Bianca Belair wrestled a fellow African-American wrestler, which it's the one that she faced. It's her best friend that she's going to face this time. But at first, I was thinking that she would possibly could face Jade Cargill, but it seems like that's not going to be in the plans. And I think they were considering it at first. WWE was, but I think things just fell through, like because they couldn't find anything to build things up between the two unbeatable women's wrestler. The two unbeatable women's wrestlers, I guess I could call them, because especially when they're champions, like in their time, like with Bianca Belair being women's champion and then Jade Cargill was TBS champion, they were like unbeatable figures in their prime as champion, which they're still in their prime. They're just not champions at the moment. But anyways, what's your thoughts on Naomi and Bianca Belair could be battling at the Showcase of the Immortals? Let me know in the comments down below. I think it's a possibility, like if not facing Tiffany Stratton, but at the same time, she kind of did got her revenge when she slapped across her face, and she returned her the favor at the Elimination Chamber, so she don't have that much beef with the center of the universe. And besides, she's probably going to think about like maybe next year, like if we ever cross paths, and I guess her wish will come true by then. I don't know how, but just thinking of something to brainstorm like on how to book Belair and Stratton, like, but I don't know how, but that's going to be in the next 12 months is problems, not in this month's problem, because I was thinking about it, like that's only if Bianca Belair is going to stay babyface for the next few months, but it seems like that's not going to be the case, like with her teasing a heel turn. And I could see Bianca Belair facing Naomi. Unfortunately, the glowing one will lose this match. She'll be continuing her undefeated streak singles match at WrestleMania. She's going to be the next Undertaker, well, like an African-American female version of him, but of winning matches and not being defeated at the Showcase of the Immortals. And then she's going to go after Bailey probably at Backlash. But if not Backlash, I'll say maybe their Super Showdown show, or even their Money in the Bank pay-per-view, or whatever next pay-per-view is going to be, with Bianca Belair being the next number one contender after Io Sky. Like if Io Sky demands for a ring match, we could possibly see the rest of Damage Control moving to Raw while Bailey stays on SmackDown, along with Bianca Belair, trying to go for a job. This time around, it'll be Bailey as the baby face, and Bianca Belair is the heel, which we haven't seen Bianca as the heel since 2020 when she fought Rhea Ripley for the women's championship. But that was back in their time in NXT. But we could possibly see this dark side again from the EST, like sooner or later, whenever whenever it's been confirmed, and then we can see them in a match, whether it's Backlash, Super Showdown, Money in Bank, or even Bash in Berlin, like or SummerSlam. But yeah, either way, let's hope it works successfully and not no duds occurring to this match whatsoever. But anyways, yeah, everybody should be like with this new baby face turn from Bailey. They should be calling her Baby Face Lee. I'm not sure if the Lee even I'm not sure if that would have a good ring to it. I'll just say Baby Face. Yeah, Baby Face. Yeah, that's a better ring to it. Baby Face. Because it'll be Baylbey. Like it's a hybrid of Bailey and Baby, as in Baby Face. Baby Face. Yeah, I guess that's a good ring to it. But let me know in the comments below if you guys like that new nickname of Bailey's new Babyface nickname, I guess you could call it. But yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna still that doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop calling her Tropicana, because there's gonna be plenty more of calling her Tropicana in the foreseeable future, like especially when she becomes the women's championship. And that'll be funny. Like if she's gonna be women's champion, we could see her best friend be All Elite Wrestling women's champion like by this summer, and they'll be taking pictures of the two different promotions championship. Something just tells me that's gonna happen. But that's another story for another day. But yeah, let me know in the comments below about Bianca, and we're gonna move on to the next wrestling news. Like changing the subject to we got some the locker room news now, as they're unhappy with The Rock receiving special treatment reports. Since his return to WWE, The Rock has taken to sports entertainment business by storm. He has excited fans with his incredible promos. Dwayne Johnson, in many people's eyes, has lived up to his word of making pro wrestling cool again. However, not everyone is happy with how things are going uh, in this new era. In particular, the WWE locker room feels that the People's Champ is receiving a lot of special treatment, especially concerning his outrageous promos. According to uh, uh, Aaron Varble of CS Scoops, WWE's talent is unhappy with The Rock being allowed to cut promos that give him the green light of to course on TV, having received a memo from the company's high ranking officials in the recent past, reminding them to stick to PG approved language, which is ass, damn, and hell. But anyway, including on social media, the talent cannot help but feel dismayed at the recent hypocrisy. In particular, they feel that they're being handcuffed while Johnson isn't being held to the same rules. He said, "I was told that the thinking is that even if he is the big movie star, shouldn't everyone play by the same rules? So he can curse and use that to get over, but everyone else is handcuffed," he wrote. This reaction from the locker room is understandable. Since his Since his return, The Rock has been handed the privilege of dropping f-bombs here, here and there, like whether it's in his promos or on social media, which he often does on his Instagram account, especially when he told Cody Rhodes to shut the f up when he started mocking him, saying like, "I don't have my father anymore, but I can give it to my mommy." He's like, "Shut the f up," like which that's very totally savage of The Rock of saying that, of mocking poor Cody Rhodes. But anyways, let's continue on to this news report. Like it's in his promos, like on social, whether if it's in his promos or in social media, or when he is simply in the ring addressing the WWE universe. Some of the words could even garner negative reactions. Granted, one can simply narrow this down to the fact that the best version of The Rock has also has always been when he is allowed to let loose on the mic. There is also the added fact that he is technically the boss, with him being a member of the TKO's board now. Nevertheless, it will be interesting to see how WWE's content evolves going forward, and if these concerns from the locker room regarding the company's PG image will affect things. And what are your thoughts on The Rock getting the special treatment over the rest of the wrestlers on the locker room? And do you think The Rock's going a bit too far with cursing on his promos and going way too un-PG on a PG-rated show, or do you think this is the right thing for someone that's in The Rock's character, and the rest of the wrestlers on the roster do not have no kind of persona of saying such swear words like the People's Champ? Which I'm not sure if that make any sense, but I kind of see that's kind of hypocrisy for the company. Like, that someone like The Rock can be allowed to say it, and he can get away with it. But if it was like a mid-card wrestler that's in that locker room, like a new mid-carder that's on the microphone, if they say like a certain language without getting a green light from someone in that's in charge of wrestlers' promos, like on the script, then they'll probably get punished. They'll be lucky if they still have a job, and just get fined with like some kind of, I'll say, $1,000 fine, given $1,000 fine of some way, like whether if it's 1,000 or 5, 10, 20, 25, like the blood policy. But it seems like they're going light on the blood fine policy. Like they only find their wrestlers like if they purposely do it, though. Like if they purposely blade, and especially if they do it without their permission, of course, that's when they start fining them. But at the same time, I'll say at the same time, like for The Rock getting this creative freedom, it just don't make any sense. It kind of make them into a hypocrite. I'm not saying that they are, but it's just that if you're gonna allow someone like The Rock to say words like that on TV, what difference would it make if like a mid card wrestler would say it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they would punish someone like Kevin Owens, or Randy Orton for saying words like The Rock, because they're like main eventers rather than mid carders. So I would say, who is the mid carder, like a Chad Gable or what's his name, like Chad Gable, Santos Escobar, Shinsuke Nakamura. Just keep naming them. That's like mid carders right now. Santos Escobar. Who else is the mid card on the WWE roster? Ricochet. Oh yeah, Ricochet. I'll say definitely Ricochet. Karrion Kross. I'll say Bobby Lashley's a main eventer, but he's also a mid carder. So I'll say they kind of allowed him to say BS before, like without censoring it. Like when he was the WWE World Champion at the time in 2021, I believe. Yeah. But yeah, like I'll say they give like certain wrestlers like the green light of saying certain languages, like whether if it's the F bomb or something underneath the the very the unrestricted word like that. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below on which. Yeah, but I would say WWE should be careful what they say, and they should practice what they preach sometimes, like so they won't be caught out on these. That's all I'm gonna say about WWE. Like with this policy, like even though The Rock's technically his own boss of him being a board member of TKO and the wrestler's boss itself, but at the same time, if he's gonna be in that ring, like I wouldn't think I'll also say like he shouldn't complain of his wrestlers hitting him because he's challenged him in that match. Well, he didn't complain nothing about that, but just saying. But yeah, he even said like he took Cody slap like a man on his latest Instagram video of him saying like he wasn't whining or crying or do anything about like Cody would have done. Well, he didn't even did that like when he even really did slapped him in his face at the press conference. So I don't think Cody's a crybaby himself, like his so-called crybaby fans. But yeah, we're just gonna have to see like which wrestler could get the green light of using swear words, like what if they're in PG restrictions or not. Like, but yeah, for now, we're just gonna see that The Rock's gonna do whatever he wants, like whatever he wants. Like when he makes his what's that on when he whenever he's making his on-screen appearance, whether if they censor it out or not. But let's move on to the next wrestling news. And we got some Cody Rhodes news now, as Cody Rhodes is a heel WWE superstar despite being portrayed as a top babyface. Huh? Several clues prove it, says from the veteran. With wrestling veteran Vince Russo believes Cody Rhodes is a heel, WWE superstar is not, and the WWE superstar not a babyface one. The American Nightmare won the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match to earn another shot at Roman Reigns' undisputed WWE Universal Championship after failing to dethrone the Tribal Chief at last year's Mania at WrestleMania 39. The two superstars are scheduled to go head to head this year once again at the Show of Shows Night 2 event. While the leader of the Bloodline is considered the top heel in the Stanford-based company, Rhodes is seen as the top babyface. However, Russo recently made a surprising claim, like regarding the American Nightmares character during an interview with the Busted Open Radio. The former head writer of WWE claimed Rhodes is a heel character. He said, "Let me make one thing perfectly clear as a writer, producer in the wrestling business. For freaking 30 years, Cody Rhodes is a heel. He is a bona fide heel. Like there's nothing babyface about Cody Rhodes. Like pair pair part pair pardon the term Dave, but pardon the term Dave, but the wrestling marks like the hardcore wrestling fans, like the 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 the, the, the the niche market. Like they made a decision that Cody Rhodes is gonna be the guy. We're gonna sing along with Cody. Cody is gonna be our guy. I talk for the casual fans. Cody Rhodes is a heel and quite